want you. No one else makes me feel this way. Don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand? Look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need. And I'll be alright. I'll be right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Chelsea and Family. So, as you can tell by the title, I am pregnant with baby number 4. I just want to start by saying this baby was not planned at all. Of course, there's always the chance of it happening. I was not on any sort of traditional birth control. We had just been doing the same method for almost 3 years now and didn't have any problems. So this was definitely unexpected. I know last year around this time, I thought that I was pregnant and did pregnancy tests and thought that I could see something, and I don't know if that was what they call a chemical pregnancy, or maybe it's just all in my head. I don't know, but this time it was for real, and I was not expecting it. And I'm going to tell you the story of how I found out in just a moment. But we were using precautions in another way, and you can fill in the blank yourself. But so this was just, it was not expected. It was definitely a surprise. And in fact, the morning that I found out, I really wish I could have recorded my reaction. But I didn't. I was getting ready for work and I just couldn't stop laughing because I don't know why. I don't know. It was hysterical to me because we literally 3 days before I found out just told our family that we were done having kids. We were ready to move on to the next stage in our life and just get the kids involved in sports and maybe start putting money away to do family vacations. And we wanted to start which we still plan to, but the whole Dave Ramsey thing, because we really, really want to buy a house. And, we're planning on moving, and just all these things we had in mind, and just having another baby just didn't seem like it really fit in. We were just ready to move on, and it took me a long time to accept it. Josh has been ready to move on. If any of you guys have been following me since my pregnancy with my last daughter, Olivia, she was supposed to be our last one, and then we kind of tossed the idea back and forth about having a 4th baby. And then, I really wanted it right away, and Josh just kept saying, I'm not ready. There's so much I want to do. I want to get certified for a trade so that I can be providing better for you guys, and maybe one day. And then I would get upset because I didn't want to wait too long. All my kids are about 2 to 3 years spaced out, and I just wanted, if we were to have a 4th one, to have, Olivia's getting ready to turn 3, and I wanted it to be soon. And so I finally, I don't know, I just woke up one morning, and I don't know if it was just something that God had put on my heart, or or just, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I was sitting on the couch one morning, and I just had this sense of peace about it. If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But if not, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with just having our 3 kids, and we'll just, like I said, start, taking family vacations, getting them involved in sports, hopefully buy a bigger house, move. I had come to the realization to where Josh was. And we had just got done telling our family we were done having kids, and I was ready to accept that and move on. And then, so to the story of how I found out, I was 3 weeks and 5 days and which was technically 5 days before my period was supposed to start, and 10 to 11 DPO. Because I am not on any sort of traditional birth control, every single month, I have these test strips. And for a long time, I was getting the ovulation test too, because ever since I had Olivia, my cycle has not been consistent. And then there was like two consecutive months where my cycle was being consistent. I was also following along on the Ovia app, and so my ovulation tests were lining up with when my app said I was ovulating. So I kind of stopped buying the ovulation test, because I'm like, well, if it's going to be, how the app says it is, if I'm like on a consistent schedule, then I don't need these test strips anymore. So I was basically just kind of preventing pregnancy in another way. We were still taking precautions, but also I was, just tracking my cycle and making sure we didn't do things on certain days and yada, yada, yada. You get it. But I was taking these. So every month before my period was getting ready to start, I would take one of these at 5 days before my period was going to start. And then I would take another one on the day it was supposed to start, because my period, I didn't just like wake up in the morning and my period was there. It always happened at some point during the day. And so I just would take one that morning, and they always ended up negative. So I would just throw it away and move on with my day and accept that my cycle was coming. And that was it. So there was one morning I was getting ready for work, and I took one of these. This was 5 days before my period. And I took it and I just kind of set it aside, and I got ready for work. And before I was getting ready to leave to go to work, I was going to throw it away, because I just figured it was going to be negative like every month that it is. And there was, it was faint but noticeable pink line there. And I will insert a picture to show you guys what it looked like. So me and my younger sister, Jordan, she at the time was pregnant with her twins. She just recently had them 3 weeks ago, and her twins were unexpected. I mean, they had been trying, but like having twins was unexpected. So, but me and her always talk about this sort of thing, because we relate in our feelings about everything so equally that we can just easily talk to each other about it. And so, there had been several months that I was sending her these pictures of tests, and I'm like, does it look like there's something there? I think I see something there. And she would just be like, that clarity for me, no, there's nothing there. I didn't want to communicate that with Josh, because I felt like he would just be annoyed. Like, why do you think you're pregnant? We're not trying, whatever. And so I just would talk to her about it, like girl talk. And so I sent her the picture of the test that morning, and I'm like, okay, you can clearly see something there. There's something there. And I just couldn't stop laughing. And I told her we just got done telling everybody that we were done having kids. And like, she's like, yay, another time that we're pregnant together. Although last time we were pregnant together, I was getting ready to have Olivia and she was newly pregnant. And now this time she was getting ready to have her twins and I was newly pregnant. So yeah, we just kind of went back and forth that morning, and she was the first person I told, and she could not wait for me to tell Josh. And I wanted to tell him because this is for sure the last baby, and we will make sure of it this time. I wanted to do something special. I usually just tell Josh, I usually just take the test and I show him like, hey, look, I'm pregnant, but this time I wanted to do something special. So I basically put together this cookie sheet, and I put like a little cinnamon bun like in the middle, and then in like magnet letters I wrote surprise baby number 4, and I will also show you guys too. So basically I just put it in the oven, not with the oven on, but just in the oven. And he got home from work and he, changed his clothes and He was getting ready to go to the bathroom, but because none of the kids were in the room, I didn't want to tell the kids. Because none of the kids were in the room, I wanted him to hurry. So in the reaction video, you'll see him react and then walk away, but it was because he really had to go to the bathroom. I caught him right as he was getting ready to go into the bathroom. So we had more of a conversation after he went to the bathroom, but like, it wasn't like a conversation that I really wanted to show on here. I was mostly just laughing, and he was just trying to process it. He doesn't give the reaction that, like, in some of these reaction videos where, you know, women tell their husbands that they're pregnant and they cry or get emotional or are so joyed. Like, my husband just doesn't react that way. And because this was so unexpected, he just doesn't have much of a reaction at all. So you will see that in this quick clip that I'm gonna show. Okay, Josh is gonna be home really soon, like within the next like 20 to 30 minutes. And so I just had to come up with something really quick. Like, it's not super great, but I think it'll be cute. So let me flip this around and show you. Okay, so this is what I got. It's just a cookie sheet with a little honey bun in there. And I didn't have enough letters to like write out a sentence, so I just did surprise and then that. I have to be wise with my words because my kids are around and we are not ready for them to know, or I am not ready for them to know. So yeah, so I have all of this, and I think I'm just gonna put it in the oven and ask him to get something for dinner out of the oven for me. And I'll try and have my camera set up without him knowing and just kind of see what he says. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm a little nervous. I don't know what his reaction's gonna be. Like, of course, you know, we always know that that's a possibility, but okay, well, I hope this goes well. Oven. I don't want the kids to see it yet.
Oh, really?
So I want to just start going into some of my first symptoms during, you know, the first 3 to 4 weeks. Well, I guess around the time I found out. I just had a lot of fatigue, and my boobs were kind of sore, and that was about it. Like that, but then again, it was really early. So also I wanted to add that I think that I should have tracked my cycle a little bit longer, than just like noticing that like 2 months in a row that it was right, because I think that this last month it was not, because I went off my app, and based on when I could have gotten pregnant, my app didn't say I was ovulating. So yeah, I'm not too sure what happened in there. And we also, because we have 3 other kids, and life is just so busy in and of itself, we don't have many opportunities during the month to, you know, do stuff. And so I just thought it was very unlikely. But I believe that God had other plans with the way this all lined up. So anyways, I'm going to hop back to symptoms. So I've got my notes in front of me. If I'm looking down, that's why. At 4 weeks and 5 days, so this was a week later after finding out, I had more symptoms. So my boobs were still sore, but not very intense, just kind of mildly. I had a lot of cramping. I had increased and decreased appetite. So I was hungry a lot, but things just didn't sound good, really. So it was kind of hard to eat, and still at this point it still is, and I will go more into that. But I was feeling moody. That carried on. My face was very oily, and I had some breakouts. Nothing major. Not like the kind of breakouts I had when I had Olivia. And then also at 4 weeks and 5 days, and this is something I haven't experienced in any of my pregnancies, so I was kind of worried, but I just kept taking these strip tests, which I also took like first response. You'll see it because I'm gonna also put a clip in here of all the pregnancy tests that I took that day before telling Josh. But throughout like the first, since the moment I had found out up until like 2 weeks ago, so up until like 6 weeks, I would say, I was taking these strip tests, like one here and there, just to make sure that my lines were still strong because I was concerned about that spotting. I know that they say that that can be normal, but it's not normal for me in my pregnancies. I've never experienced that. So I was a little worried. So I had some brown spotting that would come and go, and that lasted about a week. So I have more symptoms for you, but real quick, I want to show you guys the clip of me taking a pregnancy test that day. This was not the first test. This was, I think, like my second or third test. I think I took 2 of them. I don't know. I'm going to show you guys that clip real quick here. Okay, so I have to talk really quiet because James is just on the other side of the door and I'm just not ready to say anything. But so every month before my period starts, because I'm not like on a traditional birth control, I always take one of these just to, you know, like confirm that out of the woods, not pregnant, whatever. So I gotta make this really quick. But anyways, I took one of these this morning. We have not been trying, like not. And I didn't expect it, but that line came up. And I don't know, I'm having a really hard time believing it just because, I don't know, because we weren't trying, and it's just, I can go into more detail later, but I gotta hurry. But I'm gonna take another one of these, and then I've had this digital for like a really long time, and so I'm gonna go ahead and take this. It might be too early to take this. My period is still like 5 days away, but if I'm gonna tell Josh, I want it to be on one of these, so I'm gonna take both of these real quick. Okay, it's going across. I've got the kids like all up in my business right now, so I'll make this fast. All right. Okay, I'm not sure how long I'm supposed to. Ooh, it's blinking. Okay, there's the digital. I don't know if it's supposed to be 15 or 20 seconds. I'm gonna do about 20. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's blinking. Okay, so I'll come back in just a moment. Okay, so while we're waiting, I did take one of these too. So that's a lot more prominent than I thought it would be at 5 days before. So I'm still waiting for the other 2 to process, but I can't believe that. I'm just like in so much shock, and I'm like shaking, and I don't know if I should tell Josh tonight, or I don't know. I want to come up with a really cute way to do it. I don't know how he's going to react because, again, we were not trying. But sometimes these things happen when you're not, you know, doing everything that you can to prevent. So, and he's aware of that. So, yeah. So I'm going to flip this around because the one strip test is starting to process. And you can see it a little bit. And then I'm still waiting for the blinky one. Now it is like in the late afternoon. I did just get home from work and picking up the kids. So my pee could be a little bit diluted and it may not show up as yes on the digital, but I'm gonna flip this around and show you. Okay, so before I could even flip this around, it hit yes. So, well, there's the confirmation. There is the second strip test. There's that one. I guess it's a done deal. I am so shocked right now. Okay, well, that's it. 5 days before my period. I haven't really looked at how many DPO I am. I'll probably have it somewhere in the title, how many days past ovulation I am. But I'm shocked. I'm happy, but I'm shocked. So here we go for baby number 4. Okay, so there's that clip. I'm going to go back to, so that I don't ramble on, because I could ramble on forever. But I'm just trying to get straight to the point for you guys and not drag this video on too long. But at 5 weeks and 3 days is when I kind of started feeling nauseous. It was mostly just when I would wake up in the morning and then when I'd go to bed at night. And it's still kind of like that. But to like a little bit more of an intense nausea than at 5 weeks and 3 days. And I will go into that in just a moment. But at 6 weeks, I had like extreme fatigue. I had a hard time even staying awake, just sitting on the couch. I was so tired and the nausea had increased a little bit. I was still drinking coffee at this point, which is unusual for me because in all my pregnancies, as soon as I start, like by 5 or 6 weeks, I can't even stand the thought of coffee, especially hot coffee. But at 6 weeks, I was still drinking coffee, but not like every morning. It was just like here or there. I didn't like hot coffee, which is normal. It would mostly be like if I had a break at work and I would go down to Human Bean and just go get like a blended coffee or stop at Dutch Bros on my way to getting the kids or something. And it was mostly just like an iced or blended coffee I could handle. And it has to be really sweet, which is unusual for me. That's actually the complete opposite for me. Normally I don't like my coffee real sweet. I like to taste my coffee, but you know, everything flip-flops when you're pregnant. So that's that. And we told all of our family. Josh's mom knew because James found out because of my negligence. So I had, shortly after I told Josh, I accidentally left my yes pregnancy test on our dresser. And I was in the room that night, kind of like laying down, resting, and Josh was sitting in there talking to me, and James, my son, my oldest, comes in, and he's very observant, and he goes, "Mom, why is there a pregnancy test on your dresser that says yes?" And I tried covering it up because I didn't want him to tell anybody, because with it being so close to Christmas, we wanted it to be a surprise for people on Christmas. And so I found out on December 2nd, I believe. It was either December 2nd or 3rd. And so I tried covering it up. I'm like, oh, that's just from somebody at work. I'm putting together a project for them. They just found out they're pregnant, and I'm putting like a gift together for them. And then like, when I would take my strip tests, I would try and hide them, but like, I guess I didn't hide it good enough from him. And there was another day that he found one of the strip tests, and he's like, "Mom, why does that girl keep giving you pregnancy tests?" He goes, "Mom, just tell me, are you pregnant? I won't tell anybody. I'll keep it a secret. Just tell me, are you pregnant? And he just would not let it go. So finally I just said, yes, James, but you can't tell anybody because it's a surprise. And he did really well at holding the secret. He didn't tell anybody except for one morning when he was at Nana's house. He forgot that she didn't know. And so he just said, Nana, I can't wait to find out the gender. And then she's like, what? And he's like, oh, I forgot Olivia's already born. You know, like he tried covering it up, but you know, she's not stupid. So she suspected and we confirmed to her, yes. So she knew, but that was it. And we kept it from everybody, which was very hard for me because I like to tell people right away. But I also really wanted this to be like a Christmas surprise. And so I will show you, we also announced it on Instagram Christmas morning as well. And I will show you the picture that we did for the announcement. But telling everybody, well, so for my mom and my sister, I sent them Christmas cards. I made them Christmas cards and sent it. Unfortunately, it didn't get to them in time before Christmas, and we really wanted to announce it on Christmas. So I ended up FaceTiming my mom and I showed her the ornament. Real quick, let me just show you the picture of how we announced it. Okay, so now you know what I'm talking about the ornament. So I ended up FaceTiming my mom that morning, telling her Merry Christmas, and I showed her the ornament, and it took her a minute to click. And then I don't know why my family was suspecting it. I think it's because I told my sister, I want you and mom to open your cards at the same time. And she had texted back saying, Chelsea, there better not be a pregnancy announcement in there. And I just like kind of laughed and I didn't respond. And so maybe that's why she suspected it. But I guess the night before, so this is my family that lives in Reno and we're not there. And so we don't do like all the festivities with them, but they had everybody over to do like cookie decorating on Christmas Eve. And I guess they were like betting, like not betting like money or anything, but like talking about it, saying, I bet you she is, and this and that. So when I FaceTime my mom and my sister, my youngest sister, the next morning, my youngest sister's like, was I right? And so I'm like, what is she talking about? And my mom said, they were all talking about it last night, like saying, I bet you she's pregnant. So I thought that was a little funny. But yeah, that's how we told our family. And then also for my dad and my stepmom, and then also my father-in-law, we got them bottles of wine and we took the label off and we used a friend's Cricut and made like a label to put on the wine bottle, and it's basically like a silhouette of a pregnant person or a pregnant girl, and then it says, I can't drink this, but you can, and then it has August 2023. So that is when I'm due, is August 11th of this year. And so that's how we told them, and it was kind of funny because they opened up the present and it just wasn't connecting for my father-in-law or my dad. And it took my stepmom a minute too, and then she just yelled out, oh, you know, I'm not going to say the word in case you have kids around, but it was kind of funny. I just kind of started laughing. Oh, here.
Where did you get that date?
We made it.
You made it?
What does it say? Oh, shit.
It was not planned this time. Do you know what that says?
I do now.
So that's how we told our friends and our family. Okay, so moving on to some more symptoms. I am now 8 weeks and 5 days. And the last week, maybe a week and a half, I have had heartburn. I've had a hard time eating certain things because I get heartburn. And it's not even the heartburn that kills me that bad because it doesn't last very long. It's this nasty sensation that just like sits right here, and that like makes me really nauseous. I have decreased appetite. I do eat very frequently to avoid an empty stomach, because as soon as my stomach is empty, it makes it even harder to eat, and I'm just like twice as nauseous. And so yeah, I try and eat very frequently. It's really hard to do in the morning. There's not much breakfast food that sounds good. For a while, I was eating a lot of bagels right away in the morning. And I don't know, the only bagels that we have right now are everything bagels, and those just don't sound appetizing at all. They sound kind of nauseating. So I have been eating English muffins in the morning with some butter and jelly on them. And then because it's just carbs and it like burns off really fast, I eat very frequently, as much as I can. Like I said, it's really hard because nothing sounds good, but then towards like the middle of the day, I'm usually pretty okay. I don't really feel sick. Maybe I'll get a wave of nausea here and there, but then it's like after I ate dinner, it's all over. Like I have to crawl into bed. I'm extremely tired, which makes me feel even more nauseous. I've been getting headaches, which make me feel more nauseous. So poor Josh has had to do like everything when it comes to bedtime, and our kids do not lay down easily. They always want one of us to lay with them. They fight sleep, especially with Christmas break. It really threw off their schedules. And so I feel bad that he's got to make sure all the baths and teeth brushing and everything are done. But he just says he understands and it's fine. And I do a lot of the morning stuff anyway. And so it kind of evens out, but I still feel bad that I can't help as much when it's the end of the night. Everyone's tired and cranky, but it just is what it is. And I hope that this nausea does not last into my second trimester like it did Olivia. I'm not nearly as sick as I was with Olivia. I have only thrown up twice, and that's because there's two reasons. One night it was the night of Christmas, and I had literally eaten all day long. We had food just everywhere, and I think I just way overdid it. And I have to remember that my digestion is changing and it's not the same. And so I got sick that night, but like I said, I think it's just because of overindulging. And then the next night I got sick again, but it's because I was so afraid of making myself sick the next night after Christmas that I ate very light, and sorry, I had a couple hiccups. I didn't want to eat very heavy that night, and my stomach was still kind of, and so, great, better not be getting the hiccups. So I didn't eat much of my dinner. I mostly just ate some salad, which is not very filling, and I forgot that I didn't eat very much of my dinner, and I took my vitamin before bed, and I think that my vitamin just started dissolving and made me sick because I didn't have much food in my stomach. So I think those are the only two reasons that I threw up. I get nauseous quite a bit in the mornings. I have been drinking tea, mostly just like English breakfast tea, because I can't even handle the smell of coffee or like creamer or any of that. Like, it just makes me sick. And my gag reflexes are definitely very high in the morning. It's very hard for me. And like the worst thing of it is when I'm sleeping, I have like a lot of like sinus drainage. I think I've got some allergies going on or something right now, because like I have to blow my nose constantly in the morning, and I sneeze a ton. So as soon as I start blowing my nose and sneezing, the gag reflexes like just get worse. And so it's definitely, excuse me, definitely hard for me. And then, like I said, it gets a little bit better during the day. And how I've been dealing with my nausea is I mostly just use my C-bands. These just go on the wrist, and these little beads just, push in right here, and they help relieve nausea using acupressure. I used these with Olivia, and then I always use them on my kids when they're not feeling very good. And for the most part, they help quite a bit. Sometimes the nausea is just too intense, but they help for the most part. I also wanted to show you the prenatal that I'm taking. This is the one I'm taking. I don't really like to use the gummies because another symptom that I had with Olivia and that I have this time is teeth sensitivity. My teeth are very sensitive, and so I don't really like to eat the gummies. Plus, I don't feel like they give you the full amount of nutrition that you need, or like the full amount of like vitamins that you need. And then I don't mind taking the 1-a-day prenatal, but they're a lot more expensive than these. And these were buy one, get one free at the store. So I'm set for like the whole pregnancy, I think. Right now, they've been kind of hard to take because I do get nauseous at night. I don't want to take a vitamin on top of being nauseous. And then I'm nauseous in the morning. And a lot of times I'm not home in the middle of the day when I'm feeling my best to take it. So right now I'm not taking it as much as I should, but I'm hoping to get back on that. And like I said, I'm 8 weeks and 5 days. So I'm really hoping that the nausea doesn't last too much longer, maybe just a few more weeks. But every pregnancy is different. So I guess we'll see. With Olivia, it lasted into my second trimester, but I was very sick with her. I couldn't hold anything down. Starting at 6 weeks, I was just throwing up all the time. I was so nauseous, and it was bad. So I'm very, very thankful that this pregnancy is not that bad between my 3 other kids and my job. I just don't have time to be that kind of sick. So I'm very thankful that this one is not as bad. We do have 1 boy and 2 girls, so I'm really, really hoping that this one is a boy. If we end up with another girl, so be it. I'll be happy either way, just as long as I get a nice healthy baby and everything goes smooth. But me and my husband are both really hoping for a boy so that we can have 2 boys and 2 girls. James is really hoping for a boy so that he's not the only boy. He really wants a brother. That was kind of one of the first things that Josh said that night too, that I told him. He sat down to eat dinner, and he just, I guess it was just like going through his head because out of nowhere he just says, well, it better be a boy. But so that's where we're at with that. I have not had my first appointment yet, which I just absolutely hate because I've always had my appointments between like 6 and 8 weeks. And this time my appointment is on the 19th of this month, and I will be 10 weeks and 6 days. So I'll pretty much be 11 weeks. So I hate that, but that was the soonest they could get me in. And now it's 2 weeks away, so it's not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, and I will share that with you guys after my appointment. I will give you a little bit of an update. I have had several people try and jinx me with twins. I absolutely do not want twins. I am only 4'11", and I have a history of early babies that like to come early, and with twins, I don't think my body could hold twins, and my body definitely could not hold twins to term. So that is my only thing I have against having twins. I just don't think that my little body could hold babies to term. I can't even hold 1 baby to term. Olivia came at 36 weeks exactly, and I had James at 35 weeks. Avery was the only one that I carried to term, and I was induced at 39 weeks because she stopped growing. At 39 weeks, she came out 5 pounds, 3 ounces. So I also have a heart condition. I worry about, just the strain that would put on my heart. So really hoping and praying there's just one healthy baby in there. And yeah, so I will update you guys on that as soon as I have my appointment. And I just wanted to show you guys a quick little bump. A lot of people say it's probably bloating. It could be. I don't feel super bloated. I have gained 6 pounds already. But this is also my 4th baby, so you show earlier and earlier with all of them. So real quick, I'm just going to show you my belly, and then I will close out this video. I know I have rambled on forever. All right, so I don't know if you can see very well. This is not a very good angle, but I've got just a little pooch right there. These pants are kind of big on me, so they might make it look weird. There you go. You can see a little bit better. Got a little pooch there, and that's it. So I have rambled on long enough. I hope that you guys have made it this far into the video, and I will update you guys again in the next one. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. If you are interested in, I'm going to be doing this pregnancy vlog now on my channel, but I will also incorporate some of the other content that I've been doing as far as like cleaning and organizing, and some like recipes here and there. I don't get a lot of feedback when I do recipes, so that's why I kind of started straying away from it. But people really enjoy the cleaning content, so I enjoy doing that as well. So I will keep up with that as well as this pregnancy vlog. So if you are interested in that type of content, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And again, I will see you guys in the next video.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you.